What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here, and today on my channel we are going to be featuring our first EU West player. We've had a lot of good NA talent, a lot of interesting NA stuff going on, and I do want to be loyal to my North American viewers, but today we got to go with the EU West. We got to go with this new Bard that just hit Challenger on the EU West server, building mostly Dead Man's Plate and Rapid Fire Cannon. It's really crazy, it's really interesting, and I want to talk about that. But first, before we get into this, I just want to mention our YouTube channel is close to hitting 400 subscribers. We're at like 360, 365, somewhere around there. We've been putting out a ton of videos. A couple of them have been performing really, really well. So if you guys are appreciating my content, if you're enjoying it, if you're learning stuff from my videos, definitely subscribe. It's the best way that you can give back to me, to support me. Also, my Twitch channel is another great way to do that as well, and that's going to be in the description below too. But with that being said, let's get right into this video, which is the story of Sliapmots, the Bard one-trick in EU West that has hit Challenger for the very first time in the preseason, playing mostly Dead Man's Plate and Rapid Fire Cannon on Bard as support. This sounds really crazy, sounds really troll, just like kind of a lot of the other videos we do around here, trying to highlight interesting and different players, builds, all that good stuff. So I want to talk about kind of his gameplay, his style, what he does. His gameplay is on the screen right now. This is a game of him in Challenger where he hard carries, goes like 2-1 and 19. So I guess first we can start by taking a look at his runes. Pretty standard rune page. Electrocute Bard, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collector, Relentless Hunter, Font of Life, and Bone Plating. Pretty much goes this every game. Bard is pretty flexible. He can make a large number of rune pages work. He does go Guardian with Precision or Domination Secondary in some games. But for the most part, it is this Electrocute page. He said he knows people have been trying out Hail of Blades and some other types of rune page and stuff like that, but he hasn't seen too many people succeeding with that stuff in high elo, so he likes to stick with the Electrocute page. It's most consistent, most high-performing page for him, so that's what he does pretty much in every game, regardless of matchup, unless he's in a really bad matchup where he needs that Guardian sustain. For the build, he goes Relic Shield, which is a little bit interesting. Not many Bards start the Relic Shield, but he does prefer it. He goes straight into Moby Boots and then Dead Man's Plate. That's like 90% of his games. Most of his games he's going Relic, Moby's, DMP. Then he has a couple of build paths from there. If he's really trying to snowball, if he's really feeling confident like he can take over, which is going to be most games, you're playing Bard to carry. You're not the traditional style support. But in those games that he's winning, that he's ahead, that he feels like he wants to influence more, he does go into the Rapid Fire Cannon and then starts to snowball with that more aggressive build. But he says the AP just doesn't feel as good. Bard does really well with attack speed, and even though he can do some big damage with AP, he says he feels like he does more damage in the end with attack speed anyway, so he doesn't lean towards the AP build maybe as much as some other Bard players do. His other option is the more supportive style, where if he isn't able to maybe hard carry himself, if he needs to buff up his teammates and stuff like that, he does sometimes go into a Redemption third item, so that's an option as well after your support items, your Mobies, and your Dead Man's Plate. So that's kind of his main core build, which is really, really crazy, because the majority of games, he's going Dead Man's Plate and Rapid Fire Cannon on Bard support, which seems so troll, but this guy has a 59% win rate in 114 Bard games in the preseason, and that's all Master Tier, Grandmaster, Challenger games. Really insane stuff, and if he can make it work in his games, then you guys definitely can as well. I think it's really interesting because the guy is so humble, he's so nice, he's so cool, at least from what I could gather from the AMA. He doesn't pretend to be some Bard god, Bard expert, Bard know-it-all. He says this is the build and the playstyle that he has made work for himself. He understands that some other people, if they play a different way, if they like a different style of Bard, could definitely make some other builds work. He doesn't claim that his build, his rune pages, anything is the best, and he was really open to other people's builds, other people's rune pages, all their suggestions and everything. And you know, he says Dead Man's Plate, Rapid Fire Cannon, it's what I've found to make work the best for myself. It's what I think is really strong right now, and some other Bard players do as well. But if you like AP, if you like the different support items, if you like a different attack speed items, some stuff like that, that you can find ways to make that work too. And I really think that's what's cool about Bard. Such a flexible champion, a huge playmaker, huge outplay potential. The one thing you do have to worry about is tilting your teammates, because Bard is a guy, he needs to roam around, he needs to get deep wards, he needs to place chimes, he needs to roam with his Moby Boots. You're leaving your AD carries in weird spots, sometimes 2v1, so Sliapmots does say that mute is your best friend, because AD carries are going to get toxic sometimes. They are going to blame their deaths on you, they're going to say that my support's trolling or whatever, and you have to be ready for that. But you are Bard, you are a huge carry, you can have a huge impact on the game. And he says if he has a bad AD carry, he's getting out of lane. He's getting his jungler ahead. He's getting his mid laner ahead. He's, you know, his kind of mentality and playstyle is that he's the support for his team, not for his AD carry. And while getting his AD carry and winning bot lane and all that stuff, getting his AD carry ahead is great, if he can get his mid laner ahead or he can get his jungler ahead instead, that's just as good in his opinion. He's still getting a player ahead and he's still getting himself ahead. So that's kind of his philosophy and playstyle and how he makes it work. So I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome that he talked about that. But yeah, he has recently hit Challenger in EU West, which is awesome. He's sitting at 660 LP right now. The cutoff's usually around 600 for Challenger at this time. And hopefully he can make the push into mid to high Challenger in Season 10. I'm definitely going to be rooting for him. It's going to be very exciting to see. He does stream. I'll have his stream link in the description below. You guys should definitely go check him out. He seems like a really cool, really educational, really just wholesome guy who is just a monster at BARD. He does have some clips of players like Perks, Broxa, and Nemesis saying how much of a beast this guy is at BARD. So he's played with high-level players. He's played with professional players. And people notice that he is really good at BARD. So if you are an aspiring BARD player, someone who thinks the champion's interesting, Season 10's a great time to get into him. He's gaining popularity. His performance is increasing at pretty much all ranks. This is a great time to play BARD, and Sliapmots is definitely a great resource to use if you are wanting to learn BARD. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of Sliapmots? What do you think of his build? What do you think of his rune setup? Are we going to try out BARD? Is this something you're going to try out? I definitely think you guys should. BARD is super fun. He's a champion that you can master with tons of games. His ultimate has so many crazy uses. His portals, his Qs, when to get chimes, when to get deep wards. He's just a support with a whole different playstyle. And if you're looking for something new, BARD might just be the way to go. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Hopefully you guys do think this is interesting. And again, support him at a stream down below. Also, check out my stream. Sub to the YouTube channel. Drop a like if you enjoyed. All that great stuff. Hopefully we see you guys really, really soon. Until then, peace.